the spirit of the Kuchisaki-onna. The streets were bathed in the eerie glow of dim streetlights as I walked home that fateful evening. The wind whispered through the tall buildings, carrying with it a sense of unease. Little did I know that this night would mark the beginning of my relentless encounter with the dreaded urban legend, the Kuchisaki-onna. It all started innocently enough, with rumors swirling through the town like vengeful spirits seeking retribution. The tale told of a woman, her face concealed by a surgical mask, haunting the shadows of the city. Legend had it that she possessed a grotesque smile that stretched from ear to ear, revealing a mouth stained with the blood of her victims. Curiosity compelled me to delve deeper into the lore, to uncover the truth hidden beneath the layers of fear. It was said that encountering the Kuchisaki-onna would lead to an unspeakable fate, a choice between death or sharing her cursed existence. Days turned into nights as I scoured the internet, gathering every piece of information I could find. The chilling encounters of those who had encountered her sent shivers down my spine, but they only fueled my determination. I had to witness the Kuchisaki-onna for myself, to come face to face with the legend that had gripped the hearts of many. One moonlit night, my curiosity led me to an old, desolate street on the outskirts of town. The atmosphere was heavy with a foreboding presence, and my heart pounded with a mixture of anticipation and dread. As the seconds ticked away, a figure emerged from the shadows, clad in a tattered white dress, her face concealed beneath a mask. "Are you afraid?" her voice whispered, a chilling gust of wind that seeped into the depths of my soul. Unable to form words, I simply nodded, my legs rooted to the ground as fear coursed through my veins. She slowly lifted her hand to reveal a gleaming knife, her eyes glinting with an otherworldly hunger. Panic consumed me, and I sprinted away, the sound of her maniacal laughter chasing me through the night. From that moment on, my existence became a waking nightmare. The streets I once roamed freely were transformed into a labyrinth of terror. Everywhere I turned, I caught glimpses of the Kuchisaki-onna, her eerie smile seared into my mind. She appeared in reflections, her presence lurking in every mirror and shadow. Sleep became a torment, for the moment my eyelids closed, her face materialized before me. Her voice whispered in my dreams, promising unspeakable horrors if I didn't submit to her will. I could no longer trust my own reflection, fearing that she would materialize and drag me into her cursed realm. In my desperation, I sought the guidance of ancient texts and sought out those who were rumored to possess knowledge of the supernatural. But their rituals and charms proved futile against the relentless pursuit of the Kuchisaki-onna. It seemed that no power on earth could protect me from her wrath. Now, as I pen down my tale, I am haunted by the inevitability of my impending doom. I know that my days are numbered, but the line between the living and the dead has blurred beyond repair. The Kuchisaki-onna has claimed me as her own, and I can only pray that my story serves as a warning to those who dare delve into the realm of the macabre. Beware the legend of the Kuchisaki-onna, for once you have seen her smile, there is no escape from her eternal torment. Second story. The Curse of the Okika Doll. The moon hung low in the night sky, casting an ethereal glow upon the quiet streets of the ancient Japanese town. As I walked past the antique shops, my eyes caught sight of a peculiar doll displayed in the window of a small, dimly lit store. Its porcelain face was delicate and serene, and its obsidian eyes seemed to hold a hidden depth. Unbeknownst to me, that moment would mark the beginning of my relentless descent into the nightmarish world of the Okika doll. Intrigued by its eerie beauty, I couldn't resist the pull of the doll's gaze. Its presence seemed to beckon me, to awaken a curiosity that lay dormant within me. Ignoring the nagging feeling that something was amiss, I entered the shop, my footsteps echoing through the narrow aisles. As the shopkeeper handed me the Okika doll, a shiver ran down my spine. The doll's raven-black hair cascaded around its shoulders, framing a face frozen in a hauntingly delicate expression. The shopkeeper's voice pierced through my thoughts, recounting the doll's dark past and urban legend that whispered of a curse. Legend had it that the Okika doll was once owned by a young girl named Okiku. She treasured it above all else, pouring her love and affection into its fragile form. But tragedy struck when the girl fell gravely ill and passed away. It was said that her spirit lingered within the doll, seeking solace and companionship. From that moment on, my life became a waking nightmare. Strange occurrences plagued my every step, as if the doll's restless spirit had marked me as its new vessel. Shadows danced at the corner of my vision, and whispers carried on the wind, a chorus of chilling echoes. Night after night, I would wake to find the Okika doll moved from its designated spot, as if it had a will of its own. Its ebony eyes seemed to follow me, filled with a sorrow I could almost feel. The atmosphere grew heavy with a malevolent presence, and my once peaceful home became a labyrinth of fear. Sleep became an elusive stranger, for every time I closed my eyes, nightmares consumed me. Visions of the doll's porcelain face contorted into twisted expressions haunted my dreams, leaving me drenched in sweat and gasping for air. The doll's voice whispered in my ear, a haunting melody that etched itself into the deepest recesses of my mind. Desperate to escape the suffocating grip of the curse, I sought help from spiritualists and exorcists, hoping to break free from the Okika doll's malevolent hold. But their rituals and chants seemed futile against the ancient power that bound the doll's spirit. As days turned into weeks and the haunting persisted, I felt myself slipping further into madness. Friends and loved ones grew distant, unable to comprehend the torment that consumed me. I became a prisoner within the walls of my own fear, my once vibrant existence reduced to a mere shadow. Now, as I write these words, I can sense the Okika doll's presence looming over me, its sorrowful gaze piercing through the veil of my reality. I know that my time is running out, that there is no escape from the curse that has claimed my soul. May my tale serve as a warning to those who dare to toy with the supernatural, for once you invite the darkness into your life, there is no turning back. Beware the haunted embrace of the Okika doll, for its curse knows no bounds, and its thirst for companionship will lead you down a path from which there is no return. Third story. The Whispering Shadows. I can still hear them, even now, as I write this down. The echoes of their eerie whispers linger in my mind like the softest brush of a spider's web against my skin. It all began when I first heard the tale of the Yurei no Kage, the shadow ghost, a Japanese urban legend that has haunted the dreams of many for centuries. Little did I know that my curiosity would lead me down a dark path, one from which I may never escape. It was a humid summer evening when I first heard the name whispered in hushed tones by a group of locals in a small village tucked away in the mountains. They spoke of a ghostly figure, its form nothing more than a flickering shadow, haunting those who dared to utter its name. Intrigued and driven by my passion for the supernatural, I delved deeper into the legend, searching for the truth that lay beneath the surface. The locals warned me against my pursuit, cautioning me of the dire consequences that awaited those who dared to tempt the Yurei no Kage. But my arrogance blinded me to their pleas. I had convinced myself that I was immune to the terrors of the spiritual world, that I could confront any supernatural entity with ease. Night after night, I wandered the deserted streets of the village, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive shadow. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, as if guiding me deeper into the abyss. Strange occurrences began to plague my nights, flickering lights, objects moving on their own, and chilling gusts of wind that seemed to carry the echo of a mournful wail. As days turned into weeks, my once unshakable skepticism started to waver. I would find myself waking up in the middle of the night, drenched in cold sweat, unable to remember what nightmares had plagued my sleep. The mirror became my enemy. Each time I glanced into its depths, I caught glimpses of a darkness lurking just beyond my own reflection. The whispers followed me wherever I went. In crowded places, I would hear them as faint whispers carried by the wind. In the silence of my own home, they would grow louder, reverberating through the empty halls. Their words were indistinct, a haunting symphony of sobs and sighs, but their meaning remained clear, a warning, a prelude to an impending doom. The once vibrant colors of my life had faded, replaced by a monochromatic nightmare. Sleep became a distant memory as the Yurei no Kage invaded my dreams, weaving its inky tendrils through the fabric of my subconscious. Faces contorted into grotesque masks, and a sense of dread clung to me like a shroud. Now, as I sit here, penning down my tale, I can feel its presence grow stronger, as if it knows I have betrayed its secrets. Shadows dance on the walls, their tendrils stretching out to touch me, to claim me as their own. The whispers have become more than mere echoes, they are now a chorus of malevolent intent. I know now that my arrogance was my downfall, my own hubris leading me to the brink of insanity. The Yurei no Kage does not take kindly to those who seek to unravel its mysteries. It preys upon the curious and ensnares them in an eternal dance of fear and torment. As the darkness closes in around me, I realize the futility of my struggle. The Yurei no Kage has claimed another victim, and I am but a vessel for its twisted desires. The whispers grow louder, filling my ears with their chilling refrain, drowning out all rational thought. And so, I leave this testament, a warning to those who dare. Fourth story. The Howling Inanaki Tunnel. I could feel the chill in the air as I approached the ominous entrance of the Inanaki Tunnel. The moon hung high in the night sky, casting eerie shadows that danced along the desolate road. It was said that this tunnel held a dark secret, a secret that had claimed countless lives over the years. The Howling Inanaki Tunnel was a place of nightmares, and I was about to step into its clutches. I had always been fascinated by urban legends, and the stories surrounding this particular tunnel had intrigued me for months. The tales whispered of a malevolent presence lurking within its depths, an entity that hungered for human souls. Locals believed that the tunnel had become a gateway to the afterlife, and anyone who entered risked being trapped forever. As I walked deeper into the mouth of the tunnel, my heart pounded in my chest. The darkness enveloped me, and the air grew thick with an otherworldly energy. I could hear faint whispers echoing through the tunnel, as if the spirits of the damned were beckoning me to join them. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind blew through the tunnel, extinguishing the small flashlight I had brought with me. Panic seized my chest, but I pressed on, relying on the faint moonlight that filtered through the cracks in the ceiling. It wasn't long before I heard it, a low, guttural growl echoing from the darkness ahead. My breath hitched in my throat as my pulse quickened. I couldn't see anything, but I could sense its presence growing closer, stalking me with intent. Then, the howl pierced the silence. It was a sound unlike anything I had ever heard before, a haunting wail that sent shivers down my spine. The sound seemed to come from all directions, surrounding me, trapping me within its clutches. I stumbled forward, my mind clouded with fear and desperation. I tried to run, to escape the clutches of the tunnel, but it was as if the walls themselves conspired against me. They seemed to shift and move, morphing into grotesque shapes that twisted and contorted. My path became a maze of confusion, each turn leading me deeper into the heart of darkness. The howling grew louder, more intense, as if the creature drawing closer, closing in on its prey. I could feel its hot breath on the back of my neck, the sensation sending shivers down my spine. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to turn and confront the creature, to face my fear head-on, but I was paralyzed with terror. Time lost all meaning as I stumbled through the labyrinthine tunnels. Each corner I turned led me further away from the outside world, deeper into the realm of nightmares. The walls closed in, suffocating me, and the howling grew more insistent, more menacing. And then, in a moment of sheer desperation, I spotted a faint glimmer of light in the distance. It was a flicker of hope, a lifeline in the abyss. With renewed determination, I sprinted towards it, my lungs burning, my legs aching. As I burst through the exit of the tunnel, I collapsed onto the cold, unforgiving ground. I gasped for air, my body trembling with exhaustion and fear. The howling ceased, replaced by an eerie silence that hung heavy in the air. I had escaped the clutches of the howling Inanaki tunnel, but the memory of that night would forever haunt my dreams. The legend was real, the terror within those walls palpable. The tunnel had claimed many lives, and I had narrowly escaped becoming another victim.